Part 3. Preparation. This preparation requires your full attention and works best if practiced in quiet, isolated places away from any distraction. People around us have a great impact on our thought process, which means they can make you feel overtly confident about achieving your goal, or instead absolutely hopeless. Subconsciously, you will get an expectation of either success or failure. Such a state may affect the quality of practice and delay the anticipated result, which we obviously want to avoid. As I have already mentioned before, that the secret of success is taking prompt action when required. To do so, you need to be fully prepared in advance. First of all, I need you to find a pen and paper and leave them in places where you normally smoke. The sheet needs to be divided into 2 parts: thoughts about wanting to smoke and those of hating the habit. You do not need to write anything down yet, just to have the pen and paper ready. Now we will search for a very important thing: the moment when the program turns from one side to another. Side A changes to side B. Once again, I need your full attention, because this is when you need to act. When the program turns sides, there is a little gap between the sides. It lasts only a few seconds. We will call this the portal. This portal is a weak spot of every mental program. It is the only time when we can stop feeding the program with our energy. It is hugely important that you put your best efforts into identifying the portal as correctly as possible. The more accurately you determine the moment at which the desire to smoke transfers into the aversion towards a habit, the more effective will be the method, and the faster you will be released from the addiction. As soon as you get an urge to smoke, pick up the pen and paper that you've prepared and start writing down your thoughts that reflect the desire to smoke. It may be, I need to calm down, I need a cigarette, etc. Some people may get an urge to smoke from certain memories of the past or fantasies about the future. Some start craving a cigarette as soon as they think of a problematic situation. What you will be very surprised to learn is that almost every time it will be the same thoughts that trigger your nicotine craving mechanism. It is similar to a conditioned reflex. Once you have penned down exactly what was going through your head, light up a cigarette, smoke, but carry on writing the appearing thoughts. And watch out for the first thought that opposes smoking. It is important that you catch it, as it is when the sides change and the portal opens. Usually this swap happens either at the end of smoking or immediately afterwards. Although this transition can occur much earlier, be very attentive. Once the sides have switched, write down the arising thoughts against smoking in the other column. This can be, why did I smoke? Oh, I must give up. This won't end well. I feel horrible now, etc. Write all of your thoughts down. Your next task is to carefully review what has been recorded. Which column has got more thoughts in it, A or B? Thorough study of thoughts will show that there are fewer thoughts before you lit a cigarette than after you have finished it. This is due to the fact that at present smoking is your reality, while giving it up is still not. You have accepted that you are a smoker, which is why once a certain thought appears on the screen of your mind, it automatically triggers the desire to smoke. As soon as your thought has passed over to an emotional level, you become a prisoner of this desire. Restraining yourself becomes almost impossible, and changing anything in a situation like this is very hard. On the other hand, the thought that the addiction has been overcome is not a reality, because you still smoke. The thoughts against smoking will keep flowing in, one after another. The list in the second column will get longer and longer. The reason for this is rather simple. People always spend more time thinking about what they don't have rather than what they do. Things we possess live in the material world, things we don't, only in our minds. So it is in their place to thrive. A lot of smokers have a belief that side B is actually their friend because it tells them that they need to give up. In fact, it is not a friend at all. If it was, they would have never touched a cigarette or have already come out of the addiction. What it does is this: it reminds a person about smoking and brings the mental program into action. At first, while the program is still on side A, the emotions kick in and the person is reaching out for a cigarette. When the sides turn, which they always do, remember, the person starts hating everything about smoking. When you feel like having a cigarette, smoke one, but be on the lookout for the portal. Smoke with full awareness of what's going on through your head during the process. This will let you face the manipulating nature of the addiction. When did your desire to smoke turn into the feeling of guilt and self-resentment? What was the first thought that led to it? Please make sure you catch this moment. If needed, repeat observing your thinking process again. The moment when your thoughts change their directions must be determined with the greatest accuracy. This way you will find a portal between the two sides of the program. The only time when this program can be tackled. Remember, it only takes a few seconds for sides to switch. This means that your goal is to act as fast as possible while they are changing. By cutting the energy supply to one of its two sides, you will abolish the entire program. Now that you have a complete understanding of how the smoking program works, you must be wondering how to cut its energy supply. First of all, remember to always work with the side with more thoughts, the side that has no physical realization in life. In this case, it is side B. When it comes to addictions, both positive and negative thinking exist only to support the program. The program's viability requires for it to be two-sided. Your health does not depend on either of the sides. Your health and freedom lie outside of the program.